Good morning, everyone. We got some coffee, and we got some more details on the car. Figured a friend mentioned that you should put little more detail into the car for those who want. I think we'll do this. Maybe make it a premium video. I don't know, but yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so for the stereo, I'm not going to get into the stereo much, but it's an Alpine. It's an Alpine deck with a brain unit, right? The brain unit is simply under the seat here, and the brain unit allows, TVs and rear cameras and iPods and all that stuff to connect. So it's an Alpine unit, brain unit. There's an amp for the subs. There's an amp for the Q-Logic speakers in the front. And I think we can see those from this angle here. Yeah, up there in the front. You see them in the first video there. Yeah. But the the black back seats were done in black, as I mentioned, just painted. And then the top parts up here were done in fabric. Same with the doors. The doors were all done in fabric. And then we did CRV LED, lighting in the switches. So these are really CRV switches is what they are. And they light up, of course. And we did the red markers down here for these lights. And then we also did some puddle lights down under the door, but I don't really like these. They're just a bit too eBay-ish, we'll say. So yeah, we redid all the speakers in the car as well for Pioneer speakers for the fronts and the rears and the rear deck, and then of course we have the subs and all that stuff. The other stuff was just the color matched instrument cluster background. Of course, the Momo steering wheel. We have, we did all the dash lights in different LEDs, of course. Blue LEDs for the dash lights, of course. And we had a push button start in, but we took it out just because of the turbo. And, long delayed starts, we're not working with the push button. We did buy all black center console stuff. All the door handles, buttons, everything were purchased black. Same with this is black. We painted these black, but we're going to replace these soon, I'm pretty sure, is what we're going to do. The other thing next on the list is going to be the lighting. So yeah, we did the marker lights on the side, of course. We did the JDM intersection lights. That's all OEM with the harness, everything. The red clears for the tails, of course. The rear fog light, the clear bumper light signals. And for the headlight, it's going to be the one-piece headlights, yellow beam shroud for the high beam, the JDM yellow beam high beam bulb as well. And then it's DS2 mini projectors with electric cutoff shields, Gatling gun mini shrouds, Philips 85 122 bulbs, and we got the 100 millimeter halo rings and 90 millimeter halo rings in there as well. Splitters, ballasts, and shields all in here, of course. And the eyelid is there as well. So it's pretty cool. And of course there's, Jackley eyelids are on there, of course. So if we go back, we're looking at yeah. So was the Teen Super Street coilovers, braided steel brake lines. We have the disc swaps, so the EBC drilled and slotted rotors all around. We have the 17-inch DAI Mirage rims is what they were called. I was trying to remember in the last video. 215/40 17s for the tires, of course. And SPC front camber kits, rear Ingel camber kits, and Fat 4 custom rear lower control arms, Fat 4 custom rear toe arms. And we have upper strut bars, lower tie bars, those are all ESP, and Jack Lee grill for the front. And we have a big brake upgrade, an RL big brake upgrade that we want to do for this wheel setup as well. And hopefully we'll get that done this winter, along with some other items here, of course. So, should turn out good. The transmission, so we can talk a little bit about the engine and the transmission. Transmission was, see if we can get you a good shot. I'm trying to do this off my hat. It was a T224 5-speed transmission. We did a Synchrotech bearing set, Synchrotech carbon fiber synchro set, a Synchrotech F23 shaped 5th gear. We did a ASCO 12-pound flywheel with ARP bolts, of course. There's a Tilton twin disc racing clutch in there with a pressure plate, and an MTech shifter spring kit as well is done for the transmission. We'll need to redo the 3rd gear synchro pretty soon. I think it's not happy, but it is what it is. We'll get into the engine. And in the engine again, like the first video I mentioned, Raven Autosports did do this engine and the piping and the cooling, but that was 10 years ago. It's not the same clutch anymore. It's not the same transmission setup anymore. I actually have redone the pistons, the rings, as you see in another video, and a lot of modifications since he's had it. I believe the catch can is different. I think the whole power steering setup is different. We changed a lot of things, like where the wiring is, and turbo smart parts, we'll call them, and they're just tucked into the fenders. So this is all electronic wastegate actuator and things like this that I've just hidden away that used to be out in the open. But he built the general design of it, and you know, cut the holes and made it work. Thanks off, kudos to him, of course. But it's been 10 years, so we modified it a lot since then, with different bits inside the engine, and we'll keep going for sure, and see what we can do to get to the 500 horsepower. That's the goal for this. But JDM H22A Skunk 2 intake manifold, manual tensioner, of course. It was sleeved, Darton sleeves, Eagle H rods, ACL racing crank bearings, male forged pistons. We got a cosmetic head gasket. We got the ARP main studs. We got a lower engine gasket kit from Cometic. We got a KS2 balance shaft elite kit, the Supertech valve seals, of course, Endine oil pump. The timing belt are Gretty, and the balance belt was Gretty, but no more balance belt there. Mishimoto half rad, of course, and along with the slim fan radiator, the FFC radiator holds. So yep, this guy right here, which is nice. And we got the Mishimoto power steering reservoir relocation. Yeah, this guy here. H22A 68mm throttle body, MSD ignition system, 450 fuel pump from Marlboro. Internal distributor coil DIY, the battery relocated to the trunk, the fuse box is relocated. Full wire tuck, full AC delete, EGR delete, 3-inch exhaust, and 2 18-inch resignators, plus a Flowmaster muffler, which it's still too loud in my opinion, to be honest. ESP engine mounts, ESP front lower traction bar, ESP 3-point upper strut bar, ESP alternator relocation bracket. Yeah, and lots of other tiny little goodies on there, from AEM fuel rails to AEM fuel pressure regulators to a bunch of other stuff, of course. We got a GT35R turbo, which is done great. We got the coolant lines and the oil feeds going to it, of course. Mishimoto intercooler, I think I mentioned that already. The tile, 50mm blow-off valve with a 44mm wastegate. Same tile as well. Top mount, 44mm turbo manifold. 1000cc injectors in this thing. 3-bar map sensor, P28. S300 version 2 using Honda. That's what we're using with this. And AEM fuel rail, AEM fuel pressure regulator, AEM air fuel ratio gauge, AEM boost controller, AEM boost gauge. We got AEM meth kits, oil pressure gauge, and the catch can. Fast turbo feed, of course, and turbo lines. The other little things like, you know, the clutch slave cylinder line, braided line, of course, is there as well. And I think that's pretty much it. Is what we're doing. This, we got a lot of projects on the go with it. I'm hoping everyone will follow along. We for example, we have this yeah, power steering MR2 electric power steering pump, which we want to try and get in the car and working. Has to go somewhere in here, and I think it's going to go down here. We'll show a little photo of what it may look like. I need to get someone to help me fab all that up, of course. The other projects are the big brake upgrade, which I have all the parts for, but we have want to do the big brake upgrade. We have all the parts, but the wheels wouldn't fit over the calipers. Maybe I can show a picture of that here as well, but we're gonna have to do some serious work on that. In the end, it wouldn't fit, and it's either I change wheels or I give up on the project. I was trying to stay with the 4x114.3 setup. So we got the big brake upgrade we got an electric power steering we got to do, which I have no clue how I'm going to do that yet. There's a lot of work involved in that. And the other little things are simply we need to start building this head up a little better. We did want to get some better cams. She's a bit clunky in the top end, I find. We also wanted a carbon fiber hood, and the trunk, I don't know, because it's a horrible fit every single time, from what I can tell. Also, you know, I don't have videos to show about doing the engine bay and ripping everything out, right? Filling in all the holes, welding up all the holes so that nobody can see them, and then painting the whole bay. That was a huge project. This is before the YouTube days, so sorry there's no video on it. Maybe another time we'll touch it up and respray it, and yeah. We have there's body work to do on the car as well. It's not perfect. There's tons of little tiny scratches and nicks, and I think we're going to send that off to a shop to do rather than doing it myself. So yeah, that's more detail on the CB7. We're on our way to 500 horsepower. Hope everyone can come along for the ride. But cheers, everyone. Thanks for watching.